I'm wondering, at what point do you know that you're in a plateau? Or do you go through a plateau one time and one time only? Because it looks like I might be in a plateau. And it gets frustrating because I know that just means that my body is doing a little bit of something. Don't know exactly what that is, but it just seems like, things are stagnant. Not really slowing down, but stagnant. How do you know when you're in a second plateau, or how do you get out of it the second time? I don't know. I'm Jay, the Life of Rich and Jay, and I am on a health journey using a compound tirzepatide that I get from Mochi Health. Right now, my husband and I have been on this health journey now for a little over 39 weeks, and I have lost about 32 pounds. The reason why I started Zepbound is vast. There's so many different reasons, but I started having that conversation with my doctor because I was actually on a weight loss journey or a health journey without any GLP-1, and I had been in a plateau for about 7 or 8 months. It was the same thing. Nothing was changing. All the working out I was doing, walking, nutrition, things like that. And I started to kind of slide a little bit. In fact, the weight, instead of being a plateau, started to creep up. And I was afraid that I would go back to where I started. And so I did have that conversation with my doctor. And then we are here. Now, I did a series where I weighed myself every day, and that series I'll put it over here. But I weighed myself every day and I reported exactly what my findings were on a daily basis. And it just seems that, it's steady and then it drops, and then all of a sudden it goes up for one day and then it goes up one more notch. And I'm just like, what is going on here? Um, Not to say that I haven't lost weight. I was losing a half a pound, and then it went to I gained a pound, and then it went. So either way, it's still somewhere about the same. It's not much that's changing, and so I was a little concerned with I was a little concerned with whether or not the scale had gotten to a point where it would stop moving. If you have been following me and my husband, I personally don't have a weight loss goal. I have a goal of feeling healthy and feeling great within my body. I want to make sure that I'm toned, that is to my perfection. I want to make sure that I look good naked. That's just be honest. That's what I want to do. And it's not about what is on the scale, because I know the scale does not measure everything that's going on in your body. I understand that. We do use it as a tool. So on this channel, I do talk about the scale, and I talk about the measuring tape, and I talk about everything else. But when it comes to the scale, I know that the scale sometimes is really a reflection of your body saying you need to measure. Like, stop. You're not noticing what's going on the scale, but you need to measure because you're losing inches. Last week, if you were following my journey, last week I may not have lost a lot of weight, but I lost inches. And I do my measurements once a month. And when I do my measurements once a month, sometimes things move and sometimes they don't. And it does give me a better picture of where I am in this journey. I actually lose more inches than I do weight. But for some reason, I still worry about the scale. And I think it just may be what's inbred in me and what we all talk about and the numbers that are there. And for some reason, it haunts me. And I still want to get on the scale because I'm only measuring myself once a month. It doesn't make sense to measure yourself that often because I suffer from inflammation, and so those numbers are going to go up and down. I'm going to be even more frustrated. Um, but for me, I wonder how many times are you going to be in a plateau? In a plateau, like when is this going to ever stop? When is it going to be a little steady? I am what they will call a slow responder on this medication, so therefore I'm not losing weight at a rate like other people. I did at the beginning kind of um, measure myself with other people. I can say that I looked at people's progress and I was like, why am I not doing that? But this journey that I've been on, and the fact that I have the support of you guys, I've just come to a bigger understanding that this is my journey. This is my body and this is my progress. And what happens to me is not indicative of what may happen to someone else. So I'm okay with the fact that my journey might be a little slow. I just don't want it to stop. So when it comes to a plateau, I may or may not be in this plateau. I'll let you know when I do my weekly weigh-ins in the next couple of days. But for right now, I worry about the plateau and how long would I be in it. I think I'm more concerned about the fact that I was in that plateau when I started the Zepbound journey for so many months. My husband also was in a plateau on the Zepbound slash compound tirzepatide for almost maybe 5 months, close to 6 months. He was on a plateau, super frustrated. And I just don't know if you're more frustrated with the plateau or you're more frustrated with the fact that you're losing a half of an inch or a pound or point 0.2. Like, I really don't know. But this entire journey is just an emotional roller coaster that I welcome because nothing comes easy in life. If you guys are in a plateau or have been in a plateau, leave a comment down below as to how you were feeling when you were in it. What helped you to get out of that plateau? What tools did you use? Right now, I am upping my weight training, so I expect that the scale is not going to move. It may not actually be an actual plateau because I am now doing strength training and I'm actually doing more strength training than I did before. My body is super sore and inflamed on a regular basis. That may be it. I don't know. But I am assuming that this will not last long and it too will pass. But we'll see. I have not been on the scale every day this week, so I do not know what the numbers are. And we'll see. And my measurement that was already taken won't be done for another 3 weeks. So let's just see where we go with this. Let's see how this works out. Again, do all that stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. And just leave comments below. I definitely respond to my comments. I try to do it in real time. And I try to get back with you guys. And whatever advice that you give, trust and believe, I take it and I run with it. And I try to see exactly what would work for me. Again, thank you for coming to my channel. You could have picked anybody else, but you chose to be here with me. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Bye.